Hello, ladies, folks, and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be talking about a cartoon that I'm a major fan of. It's admittedly a children's cartoon, but, well, you know. With that being said, let's get right into the video. So just who, or what, is Unikitty? A lot of you probably know Unikitty from the popular movie The Lego Movie and its sequel. What most of you probably didn't know was that Unikitty got her own spin-off series back in 2017 called Unikitty. It was made by Ed Scudder and Lin Wang and premiered on Cartoon Network. The first episode dropped on October 27th of 2017. The show only had a total of 3 seasons, with the first 2 having 40 episodes and the third only having half of that. But in that time, it was enough to spring up a fandom of mostly children. Now that the show has officially ended, the fandom has died down a bit, but it does have a pretty decent-sized following on the internet still. But I didn't make this video to explain the whole series to you. I can make another video on that if you guys would want that. No, I came here to explain something that happens in the fandom that I think needs to be addressed, and quickly, seeing as this show is mainly full of children fans. Every fandom has ships that the viewers make up or that are canon to the show, and Unikitty is no exception to this. The favorite of the fans is Crocodile and Dr. Fox, and Master Frown and Brock. But the fandom does have other ships that can get a bit more far-fetched and interesting. I think that's a nice way of putting what I'm about to suscept you guys to. Princess Unikitty, a rambunctious, wily, and quite friendly young girl. She runs the Unikitty Kingdom. Her parents are nowhere to be seen in the show, with only her little brother at her side. Well, other than her friends, but her brother's the only royalty that seems to be around beside herself. She doesn't like doing her responsibilities, and it's a wonder that she's able to keep the city standing. Unikitty is fairly childish for a princess, it seems, not wanting to do what she has to do most of the time, and avoiding responsibility for playing games. So it might not come as a surprise that she is, in fact, childish because she's a child. Unikitty is canonly 11 years old, and her brother is 9. And I thought this was common knowledge that Unikitty was young, and that Puppycorn was young. It's pretty evident in the cartoon that these two are younger than their friends. And yet, not a lot of the fandom knew, evidently. I've talked to fans of the show who were surprised to learn that Unikitty is a child. They knew that Puppycorn was because it's constantly said that he's Unikitty's little brother, but they didn't know just how young Unikitty herself was. Now you might be saying, Cole, why is it an issue that Unikitty's a kid? People ship kids all the time in media. And yeah, it would be okay if Master Frown was a child. Because he's not. Master Frown is very clearly not a child. And let me explain why. Children cartoon villains. It's like they're trying to be evil, but, you know, it's a kid's cartoon, they can never really be that evil. In modern times, at least. In the words of the great Brock, Master Frown is a little stinker and he is here to stink it up. He's got a bad attitude, hates anything fun, and is pretty cynical on everything. And a little narcissistic. Oh, sweet, sweet, lovable Brock, you put up with too much. You are too good for this world. Anyways, Master Frown and Brock live in their own apartment, which they pay for with rent. They pay their own bills. Master Frown has a job and worries about a promotion. It's very clear from the get-go that Master Frown is much older than Unikitty. And he's at least 19 if he's living on his own. And Unikitty fans might be saying, but Unikitty drives a car, and there's an episode where Unikitty gets a job. Yes, Unikitty and Puppycorn drive their little cloud go-kart around, and they get a job in one episode to learn money management because Richard told them to. Those are for comedical purposes, and it's always fun to see a child interact with things like cars and businesses. But it's different with Master Frown and Brock because they very clearly don't do it for fun. Master Frown has a job so he can earn money. They need that money to pay the bills. And, well, rent. They almost get kicked out in one of the episodes. Now, any rational person would be able to look at this evidence and say, yeah, it's weird to ship them. Just to have an opposites attract happy, grumpy ship. Woohoo, so cute. Anybody could see that it's not a great idea considering the circumstances. But believe it or not, there are excuses that Unifrown shippers have given. The first one, and the most disgusting, is simply aging up Unikitty so that she's Master Frown's age. Yes, I've seen people who are consciously aware that Master Frown is an adult. They just think it's okay because they've aged Unikitty up.
No!
It is weird to age up a character that is canonly a child so that you can ship them with an adult. That's not a sentence I'd ever thought would have to come out of my mouth, but here we are. The second excuse is, well, it's just a cartoon. Yeah, it is a cartoon that influences children. Those children go online, they want to see their favorite characters, they want to look at cute stuff because they're kids. They see Unifrown and they don't understand why it's wrong, and it spreads throughout the fandom, and then all of these kids love this ship. This awful, disgusting ship between a child and an adult. That's an issue. The response to this statement that children might see it and get influenced by it in every fandom, not just Unikitty, is always, well, then they shouldn't be on the internet. But you're watching a kid's cartoon and drawing art of an adult and a child in a romantic relationship. I don't think the kid is the one that needs to stop what they're doing. The kid should be able to enjoy this cartoon that was made for their age and not see gross stuff. Just a thought. And the last excuse, and my personal favorite, is, well, they never said it in the show. How was I supposed to know? Hey, that rhymed. This is a good one, because the answer is the easiest. If you didn't know, you didn't know, and now you do. And instead of getting defensive and angry, you can just apologize and say that you didn't and move on. Well, I think that's going to wrap up my little Unifrown rant for today. Thank you so much for watching. It really means a lot for people to support my channel and to enjoy what I do. If you like videos like this, I'd love to make more, but only if you guys are interested. So be sure to leave a comment and tell me what you like about the video and tell me what other topics you'd like me to talk about. I for sure would love to talk about Unikitty some more, but I have several other shows and video games that I'd be willing to delve into a little bit if you guys want to see it. Alright, that's all I have for you. Have a great rest of your day, all my dudes, dudettes, and every dude in between.